Hey guys, this is Corey from Clean Reviews, and today we're continuing our series called You Should Play. This is our second video, and we're going to be playing Banjo and Kazooie. I'm going to let this play for a bit. I got to start from the opening here because it's so fun. Growing up, I remember having a Banjo-Kazooie plush toy. That was really fun. Wish I knew where that was still. So the main characters are Banjo and Kazooie. The girl there's Tootie, your sister, and then Mumbo Jumbo. If you notice there on the xylophone, it said Microsoft Studios. This was originally a Nintendo 64 title that was made by Rare, but later on Rare was purchased by Microsoft, so the rights to Banjo went to Microsoft. So now on this opening sequence, instead of seeing Nintendo, it says Microsoft. You see right there. So just like Rare, when they did their magic with Donkey Kong Country, taking something that Nintendo's done in the past and made their own spin on it, Donkey Kong Country being reminiscent of Super Mario with the side-scroller, they took Banjo-Kazooie and made a Nintendo 64 or Mario 64 game. You see those musical notes there, those are essentially like coins. The Mumbo Jumbo, maybe you could call those like the red coins. You've got health, you've got items, you got unlockable abilities, you got stars, puzzle pieces. Like I said, it's just a straight up Mario 64. So if you've never played Banjo and Kazooie, please, I implore you, please play this game, because if you love those kind of old platformers, they don't really make them much anymore. And Banjo and Kazooie is one of the best ones out there. So what I'm going to do, see, this is my save that I've played on this one. I am going to erase this. Am I sure? Yes, I am. So this is kind of a fun little thing here for the save slot. It's kind of reminiscent to Psychonauts. When he's in the different bunk beds and you can choose different saves that way. But this one he's just doing different things. So he's sleeping here, he's got his sister hung up on the wall picture. Then you got him cooking dinner. And now here's the weird one. And I was kind of surprised to see them actually have this in the game, considering this isn't owned by Nintendo anymore. But he's playing a Game Boy. Which is what it happened on the N64 one. So let's how about we use that save slot? Is he playing anything in particular there? Can't see, it just looks like a straight line. Let's use that save slot. We'll try to skip through some of this because the opening can be kind of slow if you are just learning how to play the game, because it walks you through a bit. But think of the witch here in her castle like Peach's castle, to where, you know, there's these different worlds and you have to unlock them by getting enough puzzle pieces, or like in Mario, enough stars to open up the doors. Ding pot by the bench, who's the nicest looking wench? Why, it's Grunty and Day, she really takes my breath away. So in this game, you'll notice like a jibber jabber that it uses for its voice acting, if you want to call it that, where it just alternates in between different things. Just as a tip, if you really don't like listening to that, you can just hold down the A button and it'll kind of speed it up a little bit. I don't know about in these opening sequences, but later on in the game, you'll be able to do that fairly quick. So she's Jelly, of your sister, and so what she's going to try to do is take her beauty and transfer it over to herself using her different machines. So it's up to you to save her. And that's a great thing about the Xbox backwards compatibility. that they take a game like this and make it available for more people. So this was on the N64, and I'm able to play this on the Xbox One. But the only reason I'm able to do that is because 10 years later, whenever Rare was acquired by Microsoft, they put this game on Xbox Live Arcade for people to purchase. So there was Bottles. He's another one of your friends who helps you learn new moves. So Banjo's just asleep there, hibernating in his bed. Not for long, he's got to get out of there. I guess it wouldn't be considered hibernation if he's just sleeping, because he'd be holed up in a cave somewhere. Is that your brother? Where, Mr. Mole? I can't see him. Up there, in the sky. Well, Kazooie can't fly. At least not yet. Come to me, my little pretty, you'll soon be ugly. What a pity. Here in a little bit, once we get past this cutscene, I'll talk a little bit about the game and some of the history behind the team, which I'm not going to go far in depth with it, but we'll wait until all this is over. Banjo, wake up. Yo-ho? That sounds like Goofy, doesn't he? Yo-ho, oh-ho, 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 oh, how does a bird fall? And we are out. So right now we can't do all the cool moves yet because it's locked because you are learning the tutorial. There's your little house. You can walk back in there if you want. Listen up, I'm Bottles, the short-sighted mole. I'm Banjo, and this here's my buddy Kazooie. So Kazooie is a girl, and Banjo is a boy, if you hadn't figured that out yet. Goggle boy. I don't know if I'd like the name Tootie. So yeah, down here in this bottom area that leads up to the castle, it's just in a tutorial, and it makes sure that you learn all these things. I'm just going to decline the training because I know how to do the moves, but the neat thing about this is that if you don't know how to play the game and you say you want training, there'll be molehills surrounded around the courtyard, if you want to call it that, around the property, and he'll just show you basic moves like your punch, your roll, your jump, and your glide. You've got a backwards jump like Mario, except he kind of floats down a bit. There's a rush attack. Just a lot of different stuff that you can use, and the more you play and the more molehills you find, you'll eventually find other moves. But going back to what I was saying with the molehills around the property, if you had chosen said that you wanted to receive training, the bridge that leads up, see if you can see it, the bridge that leads up to the castle mouth there, it would be unfinished. So it waits for you to go to all the molehills and make sure that you have learned everything before you go into the castle, which is a neat little thing. I'm going to go up here because I think that there's a one up here. If I can get on a trash can, do one of these things. Yep. See if I can get it. Oh yeah. So you see those trophies there that look like Oscars, they give you extra lives. So like Mario 64, you got a health bar. You see up there at the top left, those are honeycombs, so when you get hit you lose a honeycomb. Throughout the world, and you'll see it in a moment, you can get hollow honeycombs, and if you collect enough of them, you get a new addition to your health bar. And in this menu here, and this is kind of funny, you can hear their voices as you scroll up and down, but on the right here you'll see the music notes, eggs, feathers, red feathers, or normal feathers, gold feathers, mumbo skulls, and puzzle pieces. So all these different things here mean something for the game. So like I mentioned before, the music notes are like coins. The eggs are basically like an ammunition that Kazooie can shoot out her mouth. Feathers, you eventually get the ability to fly around the world when you find a special platform you can jump off of. The gold feathers are an ability where Kazooie can wrap her feathers around Banjo and protect him. And the mumbo skulls, we'll get into that once we get into our first world. And your stars, like in Mario 64, are the puzzle pieces. So in order to go into a new world, you need to finish that world's puzzle, which you don't have to try to do a puzzle piece yourself. It's not like you're doing the puzzle. You just find the puzzle pieces and you hit the A button whenever you get to the map to fill in those pieces, which we'll get all into that. I may be going too far ahead, but I'm just kind of excited to play this game. Also, I mentioned at the bottom, I guess these are more like the red coins, because once you gather them all up, you get a puzzle piece for each world. They're called Gingos down at the bottom. So they're just these little creatures that are in each world, and how you know that they're close by is when you hear them go, "Help! Help!" I just realized too, look at the top of the screen there. It may be blocked by my clean reviews thing, but you can see the onion on the left by the Twitter logo. He's blinking still, even though I've paused the game. That's fun. So these creatures wouldn't be here if I had accepted the training, but now that I have declined it because I know what to do, I'm gonna kick their tuchus. So let's see if there's. So here's those hollow combs. Or hollow honeycombs. If you did the training, you would just come up here to bottles and click B, but it's not working. Oh, X, sorry. You said you didn't need my help, so you're on your own until you get inside. Oh, thanks, bottles. But I know what I'm doing here, so I just do my little backwards jump. It gets me right up there. So if you get more of those, you'll get an extra honeycomb. So there's one down here. I love this opening part. So I guess I can talk a little bit about the game as we go here. So Banjo-Kazooie was released in 1998, which is crazy to think about. The first game that we played in our You Should Play series was Dead Space, and that was in 2008. So this one is 20 years old. It's amazing. Rare, as I mentioned before, is the developer of this game. It was originally released for the N64. Rare was purchased by Microsoft, and it seems as though that there's been just many people wanting another Banjo game, and the first one sold really well, and so they made one. I can't remember when that was released. It was called Banjo-Tooie. They've also released, not from Rare, but another studio released a Game Boy Advance game. Banjo's also appeared in Diddy Kong Racing, and I'm sure there's another one he's been in that I don't remember. But fans have wanted for the longest time another Banjo game from Rare, and when they got acquired by Microsoft, and it seemed that they went through on their promise. But what they did was they made Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which was an exclusive 360 game. And what that did... Oh no, I have to go back. I need that one up. But what the game essentially was you build your own carts to do different things. So if you needed a level to be able to reach up really high or go really fast, then you may want to make a vehicle that has jets in the back and has a propeller on the front or something like that, just to make your cart do what you need it to. I'm just going to leave it. So Banjo, he can do the doggy paddle or the bear paddle, I guess, but you can also swim underneath water. And the little bar that's on the left there isn't your health bar, but it's your breath, how much air, your oxygen supply. So you can hold down A if you want to make subtle movements, but if you want to go faster, you hit the B button. And you can hold that down, and Kazooie will use her arms. Who say birds can't swim? So yeah, Banjo-Tooie is the sequel to this game, and it's a lot of fun, and it's available also along with Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts on the Xbox Live Marketplace. They released Rare did 3-4 years ago, I'd assume at this point. Let's see, where am I going? Let's go around to the other side to get the other hollow honeycombs. But there was... they released a thing called Rare Replay. So for how long Rare had been around, they released essentially like an orange box where they had a ton of games in one, like they've done over the course of their history. Not all their games, unfortunately, because Donkey Kong Country couldn't be on Rare Replay because Nintendo still owns the license to Donkey Kong. But a lot of their popular games, like Banjo-Kazooie, is on that collection, including Siphon Filter, I think is what it's called, Viva Pinata, just a bunch of their really good games, and those are the more recent ones. But it's like $20, I think, still. Like I got it really cheap on Amazon for like $10, I think, and it was a digital code. And it gave me all these games for $10. So I would suggest, instead of just getting Banjo by itself, get the collection. And also, if you get it in the Rare Replay pack, you're able to unlock videos that give you background on these games, including Banjo-Kazooie. Yo-ho! See there, so we've got enough of the honeycombs to get a new health bar, or addition to the health bar. So we've already went around the property here. I'm going to leave that statue for now. But it's so much fun. Like I said, if you've played Mario 64, you know the drill. Just this exploration platformer collectathon. Just a game from a different time. Also to mention, and this is a biggie, we'll wait until after this though. Yes, we're ready, Bottle Boy. So, like I mentioned, a lot of people wanted a Banjo-Kazooie game, and Microsoft gave it to us through Nuts and Bolts, but it wasn't what fans wanted. They wanted a straight-up third part to the Banjo series. And some of those people who were part of Rare at the time when they were acquired by Microsoft, they were making games like Kinect Sports and Kinect-centric games and making avatars for the Microsoft platform, and they weren't doing the stuff that people knew them for. And to me, I feel like they kind of lost their way from their roots, at least. I'm not saying what they did was bad, but you know, we wanted another Banjo game. And so some of the people from Rare left and made their own studio with Team 17. Platonic Games is the studio that they created. And they made a straight-up Banjo-Kazooie successor Had a huge Kickstarter campaign, and it was called Ukulele. And I still haven't got to beat it yet. I really want to, but you can tell from the title, just like Banjo-Kazooie, 2 different instruments in this new game, ukulele. Which in this case, I guess it's not 2 different instruments, but it's a ukulele. Just a fun title. But the main characters, the bear and ukulele, is a chameleon, and they do a neat mechanic with that where you can lick different things in order to gain certain abilities. Like if you lick a honeycomb, I think you become more sticky, if I remember. If you lick a bowling ball, you become heavier. Like a chameleon can blend into his surroundings. Then ukulele is a bat. She's a bat. So just like Kazooie, how you can hover. Hey, it's me, Mr. Jiggy. Now go and find a picture with a piece missing. So I kind of skipped ahead there. When you first come into the castle on the right. So sorry, not like Mario 64, you can't jump into the paintings. Can't remember if it's in this game or not, but in the second game, I think you can go through that. You can break it. Old Grunty. But you would come in here, and this is the first world. It's in there. So we need to be able to get in there, but the entrance is blocked because we need to put in the puzzle piece. So farther along you go, the worlds will have more puzzle pieces to fill. So like this one is just the first world, and it's giving you the concept of using the puzzle pieces. But later on you may have a world that's got 10 missing. So you're going to have to get more from the different worlds. So what you would do is you would jump on this puzzle piece. And it says to enter the world shown on the picture, you must fill in the missing piece. And all you have to do is hit A, I think, once they're done talking. So like I mentioned before, if you just don't want to hear the so slow, you just hold it in the A button. And it kind of speeds up a bit. So we will fill in our first puzzle piece. I feel so accomplished. And then you know that the world is new and open because they put the sign above the front. And you can tell this is an old game, not just by the character models, but look at the flowers here. One thing they used to do, and I remember seeing this when you play games like Doom, the old Doom, not the new Doom, where the scenery will move with the camera. You notice that? So while Banjo is stationary, the flower is pointing right at you, and that's for all of them. How about we go into Mumbo's Mountain? Let's do this. So this is the first world. These are the enemies, and look at there. You see a little pink thing up there? That's a Gingo. We need to get them. I love the music in this. It's so fun. So you hear that? He's whistling at you, saying, "Help! Help!" So that's the first one that we found. So that right there, oops. I wonder if once the Jingo's done explaining what she is, the Mumbo. No, he doesn't. So when you first collect an item, it usually tells you what it is, and I accidentally messed that up. But what those skulls are for is that in each world, typically, and I think there's maybe only one world where it doesn't have this, but when you collect those skulls, you go to meet up with Mumbo Jumbo. He was the guy with the skull face in the beginning of the title sequence. You go to him and you pay him skulls to transform you. So each world, like I said, for the most part, there's another little Gingo over there. Each world, for the most part, has, and there's a, sorry guys, there's a honeycomb up there. Uh oh, get away, get away. There's a transformation that you can use for that world. And in this world, if I remember right, is an ant. And as an ant, you become lighter and tinier, and you can go around and climb up things that you couldn't before. So with the musical notes, and they make a little cool noise as you go. So I can't get up there yet, either until I get Kazooie's ability, I think, to climb stuff, or it's I use the ant. I can't remember which. Let's go down here and get some musical notes. But ukulele sadly didn't get as much fanfare as Banjo-Kazooie did, but I really hope they make another one. I really do, because I mean, the audience is there. We saw it in we saw it with Ratchet and Clank. People still love platformers. You know, you can see it from the ukulele response to the Kickstarter. And games like Mario Odyssey, you know, they show that people still love these kind of games. So this guy here, I can't really kill him. I can just stun him. So I'm going to avoid him. These right here are handy because if you lose a bunch of health or something, you can come up to it and smack it, and he'll spit out 3 honeycombs. So I have no idea if this is in reference to Donkey Kong. It wouldn't surprise me, considering the people who made this game are Rare, who did Donkey Kong Country. Because I don't remember this guy's name, but the little guy that's over here is named Chimpy and not Diddy. Kind of looks like Diddy Kong. So each world has 10 of these puzzle pieces. Yaha. Okay, whenever you're ready to leave the world, you just return to the start area. So I know that little monkey over there wants some fruit, so I'll go ahead and give him some fruit. So he can help us climb up top. How did you know I wanted that? So yeah, Konga. So Donkey Kong Konga. A game that I would love to see the light of day again, and I've got the N64 upstairs, is the green 64 that came bundled with Donkey Kong 64. Because after they made those games, I think they made this, or it may have been in between this and Donkey Kong, or between, I don't know. We'll just look online and see when. While he's talking to us here, I'll see if I can pull it up. Donkey Kong 64. Don't slow down. Sorry guys. It's probably because I'm trying to do too much on this computer. But I'm pretty sure Donkey Kong 64 came out after this game. You're not missing much here, guys. Yeah, so they made this game, and then right after this game was Donkey Kong Country. So it was in between Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. Now, as a fanboy of Banjo-Kazooie, because I really do love this game, it would be amazing if Microsoft this year says Banjo 3E. The fans will go nuts. It will be amazing. Another cool thing too, slightly related to Banjo because of Diddy Kong Racing, which is made by Rare, The studio called, let's see, I can't do this yet. I need a ground pound move with Kazooie. No, I don't have that yet. Oh, but a game like Diddy Kong Racing, which had Banjo in it, could be being made by Retro Studios. Not with Donkey Kong or Diddy Kong, which is sad, but with Star Fox. That's the rumor anyway. We'll see if they're right. Oh, I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing this or not. I would imagine so. I'm just gonna keep throwing eggs at him. But that's all that Bottle said earlier. Is just, yep. Is that now you have the ability to use these eggs. So as a child, when I played this game at 6 years old, one of the funniest things that I saw with this game is you can shoot the eggs straight forward like this, but and that's I guess a good choice of words. You can shoot a bunch out, and then if you're quick enough, you can go back and get them. Uh-oh. Things a bit slippy, huh? Find me and I'll teach you how to get up there. Okay. Trying to not get hit by this guy. By Conga. I was gonna say I should have waited for that honeycomb. So let's go talk to yeah, let's go talk to Mumbo. Uh-oh. You see a puzzle piece over there. But you get a sense of this game. Each world has its own unique kind of flavor and has a variety of enemies, not very difficult enemies, but it's just a fun Mario 64 kind of game. Let's go up here first and then we'll go talk to Mumbo. Because this, I'll get the puzzle piece. This will help us climb. The Talon Trot. I always thought this move was so funny because I felt invincible as I was able to climb stuff at any angle. And that's the nice thing with Bottles too, is that when you go talk to him, usually he'll fill up your health. So in the N64, if I remember right, you would hold down the Z button and then you would hit the yellow down button. But in this one it's just left trigger to R trigger. Or it may have been left trigger and R, like the right shoulder button for the N64. That seems more right, because that feels more natural than holding down the directional button. Gingo! Here's some eggs. And usually eggs are pretty plentiful, so you don't have to really go out looking for it. So you found another skull. And nice thing too is that she goes a little quicker when you're in this mode. So I remember when I would play this, I would kind of just stick to using her because she's so much quicker. I'm having a lot of fun playing this, guys. I think, I hope you all are as well. So let's play a little bit longer before we meet Mumbo Jumbo. Because now that we have the Talon Trot, we are now able to get up here, whereas we couldn't before. See, at the angle, he would just fall. Well, see, now she falls too. So I needed to come in here anyway to get that skull, because in order to get up there, I need to be an ant. So I remember with Conga. Okay, so that was the place earlier where he said that we were having a hard time getting up. Let's collect these. Uh-oh. Computer's messing me up. Guys, if you've never played this, come on, you got to. I don't think, well, I'll start it out this way. My aunt and I and my cousins loved playing Super Mario 64. And I remember telling them about this game and saying, like, guys, you love Super Mario 64 so much, you need to play this. I don't think they ever did. If they have it, I need to get them a copy of it, just because of how much we love playing Mario 64. Which is how the first time I beat the game, I remember it was either I was in high school or middle school, and it was over the summer break, and we were like, okay, we've played this game so much, what we need to do is just start a new save and go through it and beat it. And so that's how I beat the game the first time, was through that save and beating Mega Bowser. So that ground pound ability, I think, is right here, and I can use it to destroy these little houses. The Beak Buster. Jump into the air and press the right or left trigger. See, I'm old school, so I want to hit the Z button. So I'm going to do the left trigger. Yeah, you feel bad for Kazooie. Her beak's probably got to be worn out. Hopefully she has good insurance. So I'll climb up here. I jump and I hit that. Here in a minute I'll show you what that little tiki thing is. Ah, come on. Oh. Uh-oh. Trying to trick me. I've thought about doing a Let's Play of this game too, like as far as just a straight up play through the whole thing. So we just got the Jingos, so that's why we got the puzzle piece. But I thought about playing through this whole thing because I really enjoy it a lot. Whee! Like I said, I'll go nuts if this year they announce a Banjo 3E. They don't even have to call it 3E. If they just called it Banjo-Kazooie and the Lost Puzzle Piece, I don't know. It'd be great. So, this little thing here is hungry. He's hungry! He's a totem pole. So, you want to feed it with nice blue eggs. Or, if you're immature like me, you'll do it this way. It eventually gets to the point where I can't do this because it goes so fast. But, I'll just do it this way so I won't waste eggs. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's so much fun. So he's got one up there. Let's get that one. See if there's anything up here. No. Maybe on top of. No. Nope. Oh no. Okay, so I forgot about this. There's a puzzle piece up there, by the way. But look down there. So what we should have done was only hit one of those things and then got back on top. But I think if we go talk to Mumbo and then come outside, it'll be back up. So here's Mumbo. Me Mumbo, best shaman in all game. He's the only shaman in all the games, so I guess he is the best. So you can see his price up there, it's 5, and so we have enough. But I don't want to do it just yet, because I think there are some hidden notes up here. Come on. Come on. Aha. Well, there's eggs. Can't say no to a good egg. Alright, so let me go outside first to see if I can get that honeycomb. Nope. So what you'd have to do is go outside of the level and then come back. So I'm going to transform. I think you hit the A button. Nope. Hit the Z button. Hit the X button. X button. Yeah, we're going on about 40 minutes here. After I do something cool and show you a tip, I'll leave it here for now. But as I mentioned in this series, these are older games that I think you should play. Maybe you've heard of them and just never seen gameplay about it, or you just never... Oh, here's one. Just never played it. Maybe this will give you some inspiration to go play those games. So you notice here the ant is able to climb up walls like Kazooie, but he's also lighter. So here's the thing though too, during the transformations you just see Banjo, so is like Kazooie just normal inside there? I would assume not, right? So we've almost cleared this whole level, but I want to show you this tip here. So even with the transformations, you can go outside the world. And as a tip, you can do this. We got this really hard thing. And there should be a... Oh, that's right. So you remember the ground pound thing that we saw from before? So what I need to do, if I'm thinking right, you ground pound the grunty face, and when you do that, it spits out the puzzle piece out here. It's another fun thing. So when you're in these transformations, these guys won't mess with you. At least I didn't think they did. I guess they do. You can hear them talk though. So the transformations can only go so far. So that's kind of a cool thing there that you saw, that I can exit the world and go up there and get that cool puzzle piece. But if you go too far, you transform back. Guys, I'm so close with this. I'm just going to finish out this level. Like I said, I'm having a lot of fun with this, so we'll keep going. Because I got to show you I'm not a liar. That was... The puzzle piece is on top. Oh no! Come on. Let's try one more time. Either that or I could just wait until I transform again. Because I need to transform in order to get up the mountain up here. You're inside of it. And we can just go ahead and get this little thing while I'm thinking about it. Uh-oh. What's he doing? Okay, he's still too tall. Still too tall. Let's do it for old time's sake. Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Nope. Alright. And we got it. Alright, so let's go back. Talk to him. Transform. Go up the inside of the mountain. See where that gets us. And then after that, I gotta do the ground pound first. Let's go do the ground pound first. Just to save you guys the time, I may try to edit this out, but you may like this. You may like this unedited playthrough. Hope you do. So let's go down, because that's the thing. You can transform at Mumbo's, but you can't just transform back anytime you want. It's got to be at Mumbo or when you're going outside of the level. So I guess we got to get him another piece of fruit in order for him to raise the platform. He's a greedy monkey. He put the platform back down. Okay, so now we have the ground pound. And you know, there may be some worlds where there's a thing and you don't know how to get to it, but maybe it's because you need to get a power from another level to bring it back to where the thing was. So Kazooie, be careful. She can only glide for so long on her own. So whenever you're falling like that, you don't want to fall too far, and you don't want to use the hover too quick, or else you'll gain some damage. Okay, so we need to go back to Mumbo. See what I mean? He goes a lot quicker with, at least it feels quicker anyway. So I'm sure speedrunners use, oh. Don't want to punch you. There we go. I think I had a plush character of him too. Alright. We're gonna go inside. We're gonna climb inside. Oh. Careful now. Intense. Can I not? Aha! Aha! I found all 100 notes on this world. Do I not get a puzzle piece? I guess not. I thought I did, but I guess I don't. With those musical notes... No! Those musical notes, you can use them to unlock certain doors in the castle for different purposes. Are you kidding? It's MLG level of play right here. Okay. Alright. It's kind of a difficult thing because you can't really manipulate the camera much in order to... Okay. Alright, alright, alright. Keep it cool. Okay. Okay. We might be in the clear. I think we're in the clear. So, don't really need eggs. Well, these guys are just bullies. Isn't there a movie called Ant Bully? Never watched it. I really don't want to fall. Kind of get a cool view of the whole world. So we got 10. We got it all. We've literally done everything in this world. So as the ant, you can just fall from whatever height and you're not going to get hurt. So let's go get that honeycomb. And I think that'll be everything in here. And we'll just need to go outside and use it and be done. Boom. Alright. So guys, that was me playing a little bit of Banjo-Kazooie. I hope this makes you want to play the game. Because like I said, if you like Mario 64, how have you not played this game? And if you weren't around when the 64 was around, you need to get familiar with these kind of games, because it's a big part of gaming history. So you'll see here the musical notes. We have 100 of them. So we can open that door. Come on. We'll open this door. Come on. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it there. This is Corey from Clean Reviews, and I'm saying that you should play Banjo-Kazooie. Hopefully we'll hear some cool announcements this E3 with Banjo. Who knows, maybe Banjo could be in Super Mario, or not Super Mario, but in Smash Brothers. That would be a great announcement. I think it's a really smart idea for Xbox to keep playing nice with the other companies. But that said, again, I'm Corey from Clean Reviews, and this is our You Should Play series. Come back next week where I'll be playing another game. Don't know exactly what yet, but I'll let you guys know soon. Bye-bye.